I'm Kindah Mardam Bey, and you're watching the Canadian Film Review. Based on the critically acclaimed novel by Richard Van Camp, The Lesser Blessed is a powerful story of Larry Soule, a Talico Indian growing up in a small northern town of Fort Simmer. Larry is an appealing mixture of bravado and vulnerability. The Lesser Blessed is an eye-opening depiction of what it is to be a young Native man living in modern-day North America. I love this film. Check out our red carpet and sit-down interviews with the film's entire cast, including Benjamin Bratt, author Richard Van Camp, and director Anita Doron.
The story of a young teenager who feels like an outsider. We've all, in our growing up, outsiders. That's the thing. What I really love about it, and the reason why I wanted to be part of it, is explore that particular journey from a perspective, rescuing from Northwest Territories. And in so doing, it demonstrates that the banner I love to carry, it demonstrates that we can see.
What was the inspiration of this?
Well, when I was 19, I decided to sit down and write a novel and just tell the truth about growing up in the Northwest Territories. I wanted to talk about the Northern Lights. I wanted to talk about having grandparents who are medicine people. I wanted to talk about just the beauty and how Northerners can two-step to anything. I really wanted to show the romance, honestly, and the beauty of the people in the Northern spirit. And 21 years later, we're literally here watching the film adaptation of the novel. And to be honest with you, nobody has ever loved this novel more than Anita Doron, the director. She never gave up, ever. It took 7 years. I have an email in my jacket pocket, 7 years old, from Anita saying, "I've just finished your novel. I will make this a movie." 7 years ago. So here we are, 7 years later. Yep.
The title is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
It's a line from my favorite song.
Okay, it's such a beautiful title.
Thank you.
Such an incredible
Thank
story,
you.
and you're gonna love the movie.
Well, thank you for saying so. I mean, you've seen it before I have, and that you are blessed. Seriously.
So inspired.
We're excited.
Yeah.
The whole family is united to be here.
Well, enjoy.
Thank you. Masi Cho. See you.
Masi Cho.
Masi Cho means thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cool.
How did you come to the project?
I was handed this book by my friend Nero, who knew me very well and knew I would respond to it like, fire to wood. Initially it was the character, Larry's ability to walk through life with his head held high and kind of leave the darkness behind and remain romantic and loving and excited by life and not brought down and kind of sunk into the ground. And his sense of humor, it was lovely, and he's a headbanger, and I was, and still, partially.
Benjamin Bratt's in the film, and I kind of was really, that's the best I've ever seen Benjamin Bratt in a role.
When I was writing the script, right around a couple years into the process, I saw a movie called Pinheiro, and he played the lead role, and it was mind-blowing, raw, beautiful, poetic, extremely charismatic, and that was Jed. There was a version of Jed, that same kind of engagement with life that I was looking for, and that's it. It was Benjamin, that's all I wanted. I told Christina, we have to get him, there's nobody else, and luckily he responded to the material.
So you grew up in Russia, and from a very small community is my understanding, from your website, where I get all my juicy information. This is set in fictional town of Fort Simmer. Do you see a connection between that story in Canada and your story when you were growing up in a small town? Like, is it relatable?
Absolutely, yes. I was a minority within a minority, and what is most interestingly relatable is the sense of humor. I find that the Eastern European sense of humor and the Northern sense of humor are twisted in the same way, the same angle of curls, and so it was instantly familiar to me.
For part 2 of our Lesser Blessed interview series, we sit down with the film's lead actors. Kiowa Gordon of Twilight fame, Chloe Rose of Degrassi fame, and leading man Joel Evans, who was discovered by director Anita Doron in his high school where auditions were being held. This is Joel Evans' first feature film, and we have to say, he's doing a fantastic job.
Tell me about the character of Johnny. What do you love about him?
I love that he's so unapologetic. He just lives in the moment pretty much. But he's also kind of a father figure, or just the big brother to his little brother.
So I noticed that the film kind of bordered a lot along, which was, you know, between adulthood and still trying to be a child.
As a kid, I just wanted to be older, I guess, so I was always thinking about it and wanting to do what my older brothers did, even though I shouldn't have, because they were doing things that only Johnny Beck would do. And I'm more of a Larry type character in real life.
For real? Like,
Yeah.
you identified more with Larry?
I did.
Yeah. Any of the characters in I was a Larry. I was a Larry
Yeah.
too. Yeah, like quiet and sarcastic.
Yes! Yes.
He has some really, that was one of the things I loved. Yeah. Like, he was very kind of, you think, oh, he's a very meek, sweet lad, and then he'd come out with some of these, like,
What the heck?
yeah.
Where's this coming from?
Yeah. That was a complex relationship between Larry and,
It really was,
and
yeah.
Johnny.
I got to see that, and I kind of felt like I had a friend like that, or an older brother, you know, who was like Johnny, kind of showing me how to not be so weird.
Tell me about your character, Juliette Hope. She seemed like very complex, but very subtle as well. There's a lot of girls internally struggling at a very young age in high school. Tell me about your character and what did you love about her?
Everything, actually. I'd like to think that I'm a lot like Juliette, but I think that's what's so great about the character is that everybody finds something in her that they can relate to. There's a lot of things that I don't relate to at the same time. She's very layered. I personally live in the city, but I still relate to some of the stuff. It's very gritty, and I think that kids don't necessarily need the poppy, we live in a bubble and everything's perfect kind of thing. So it's definitely gonna take people by surprise. I'm really excited to see the response. I hope that people relate to it and love it.
Now, I heard a really cool story about how you came to the project. Can you tell me a little bit about, I want to know if it's true, did this really happen?
I was just in the hallway talking to my friends, and the director sent someone over to get me to talk to them, and I was on my way to a math class, so like she asked me to audition, and first off I was like, but I have a math test to go to.
What did you love playing about Larry?
Well, Larry's a really mysterious character, and like he's mysterious, he's secretive, but he's really bright and he's really funny, but he's just like shy because of his past and everything and all the things that he's done, or all the things that has happened to him and things that he's done.
Yeah.
So this troubled past has kind of hindered his high school life in a way that he's secretive, and the kids, I guess, sense that as a weakness. And
Did you get to the math test? That's the important thing.
yeah, they let me do the math test, and I did pretty well on it, so it was fun.